After surviving more than a decade of sexual abuse by her father, today's guest had the courage and determination to change her shoes and build the life she wanted for herself. And now she devotes herself to helping others. And we are so proud to welcome award-winning author, speaker, and consultant, Kathy Andersen. Kathy, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much. Wonderful to be here.
It's good to have you, especially on a day like today with our challenge. And we'll get to that in just a minute, but we'd love to know a little more about you. You're a survivor of abuse, but you wrote this wonderful book. So was this part of your healing process, would you say?
It turned out to be that way. It really didn't start that way. I just wanted to help people who had been through challenges, because we all go through challenges of some kind.
Sure.
To say, okay, how do I step out of what I've been through and step into all I want to be in my life.
Yeah, and that's where the whole change your shoes comes into play, because quite literally you did that too, right? You went from high heels in the corporate world to hiking boots.
I did.
And then you ended up journeying throughout the world. Tell us about that and what you learned.
I did. You know, I was very successful in the corporate world, and then I got to 30 and I had everything on the outside that looked great, but on the inside I just felt like I was missing something. I didn't know what to do next. I didn't know what was the right thing to do. I just felt that I needed to step out and away from what I was in. It was completely uncertain. My friends thought I was crazy, but I did, and I just followed what felt right, which was stepping out of all that felt wrong, and that's all I could do.
What were some of the most memorable things you learned or saw while you were out and about?
Oh my gosh, you know, the most memorable and the biggest lesson for me is I was such a planner. Like, I would plan my life.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know. I have any idea what you're talking about.
No planners here. Right? And so I'm like, well, if I do this, then this, then this, I'll get here. Well, I did that, and I got there, but then I discovered I wasn't really happy. So what I discovered is when you just go with the flow, then the universe, with each step, opens up another door. And then you can say, oh, now that I've taken this step, what feels right now? And take another step. And I could never have imagined what would have opened up with each step before, because I didn't know what was happening. So, you know, I hiked, I backpacked, I camped, I ended up meeting some of the, you know, most celebrities. I've been to the richest and poorest countries, and I could never have imagined doing that. I could never have planned for that.
It's very eat, pray, love.
Right, exactly. So there's 365 life resolutions in this book. So do you find that people are more likely to follow something with like that 365? Daily affirmation type
It seems to be
like a journal. I love it.
Right, it just triggered, you know, every day I can do something. So the 365 is every day, and you can start that 365 days any day. The point is, give yourself 5 minutes a day on you. The rest of the day we give to everyone else. Give yourself 5 minutes, read a quote each day, and ask yourself, what do I want? And then what do I need to step out of? What do I need to step into? And what one thing can I do for myself?
Sounds a lot like that. Emotional Mojo. It's in a one thing.
You know what? I love the fact that you have the resolutions, but you also have this thing where you like to change pain into purpose. I call it triumph. You know, tragedy into triumph. How can people actually do that? What can you do, and what are the steps that you've taken to change that pain into triumph?
It's a big barrier, and for me, again, the learning from my travels and the like is that sometimes we just have to simply step out of what feels negative and hurtful and painful. You know, we can analyze it and we can go through it so much, but there's a point where we just have to step out of it. And for me, I needed to know what was a good experience that I could step into. So I had to imagine the good experience and simply step into a good experience, because then, then the negative started to leave stay in the past.
Well, we want to thank you for being here and sharing your story with us. Make sure you guys check out the book. It's called Change Your Shoes, and it's available in bookstores, or you can visit her website at kathyandersen.com. Thank you so much for inspiring some people.
Thank you.
And time is almost up on our challenge. We got about 30 seconds, and we love the one thing as well. And Jada, what was the one thing for people to do today?
We want you to journal about your problem and write down your solution and prepare to have the discussion when necessary.
Whoever is shaming you in any way, that is the focus. You guys can do it. We love you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Emotional Mojo.